Pagi, 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 luar biasa, tetap semangat.
Hello, my name is Regina Yovita Aiko Silvana. My student ID 8111-421-019.
Hello, my name is Teran Yohana Putri and my student ID is 8111-421-112.
Hello, my name is Kartika Ayu Suhanti. My student ID is 8111-421-128.
So this video subject is about regional autonomy.
It was taught by Mr. Dani Muhtada.
We are from international class.
So in this very special occasions, we will explain to you about decentralizations and the case that occur in Papua.
Yes, so it will be insightful and interesting to discuss.
So, keep on watching.
Woo! Hi! So, before we jump into the case, we will explain to you guys about the basic knowledge of decentralizations itself. So, decentralization has the definitions of the transfer of governmental authority from the central government to autonomous government. The legal basis for decentralizations is on Law number 22 and 25 of 1999. But for now, it changed to Law number 32 and 35 of 2004, which also dynamically underwent changes in 2014. Now, if you guys were wondering, what is the purpose of decentralizations? The first one is to manage his self-governing household. The second one is to open up public participations in the democratic life. And the last one is for the sake of the independence of local governments to make their own decisions. So what topic will be discussed in this video? We will discuss a case about DOB Papua and decentralization's evaluations which happened in Papua. This case is about the formations of 3 new autonomy regions in Papua, namely West Papua, Central Papua, and Papua Mountains. The number of provinces in Indonesia increased to 37 of the previous 34 provinces. The inaugurations of the 3 DOB was held on November 11th by the Home Minister, Mr. Tito Karnavian. So currently, 3 Papua DOB are headed by authorities until the 2024 provincial elections. Now, for the establishment of these 3 Papua DOBs is the result of the expansions of Papua province, which began with the approval of the House of Representatives on June 30. The decree turned 3 bills establishing DOBs in Papua into law. President Jokowi then approved that the 3 Papuans DOB laws on July 25. Since the 1998 reformations, regional expansions or decentralizations has been going on very massively. This happened in response to the decentralization discourse that develops after the collapse of centralized power during the New Order era. Several divisions of province occur after the reformations. In 1999, Maluku province was divided into Maluku and North Maluku, and Irian Jaya province was divided into Papua and West Irian Java. In 2000s, South Sumatra province was also divided into South Sumatra and Bangka Belitung. West Java province is divided into West Java and Banten, and North Sulawesi province is divided into North Sulawesi and Gorontalo. In 2002, Riau province was also divided into Riau and Riau Islands. And in 2012, East Kalimantan province was also divided into East Kalimantan and North Kalimantan. So, those are the number of provinces in Indonesia in 2012 has reached 34, an increase from 27 provinces during the New Order era.
So, although decentralization was initially expected to overcome the development failures of the centralized New Order era, in recent years, it has been revealed that decentralization also has disadvantage. Some academic records indicate that decentralization has created little kings in the regions. This term refers to regional heads who have absolute power and use that power for personal and group interests. The term decentralization core group has emerged to describe how the idea and practice of decentralization has deviated from its original purpose. Many autonomous regions are unable to properly manage their autonomy, failing to take advantage of existing economic and political opportunities. Although the central government has provided autonomy and budget allocation for regional development, many regions have not been able to achieve the expected progress and development. This is due to the problem and corruption and abuse of power at the local level. Many corruption cases involve local officials where development funds that should be used to improve infrastructure and public service are misused for personal interest or certain groups. This corrupt practice harms the community and hinders development that should occur in the area. Abuse of power is also a serious problem in decentralization. Some regional heads tend to use the authority they have to benefit themselves or certain groups without regard for the interest and welfare of the community at large. This hinders economic growth and social progress in the area. In addition, the lack of capacity and managerial skills at the local level is also a factor influencing the success of decentralization. Local government often lack adequate human resources to effectively manage their autonomy. A lack of understanding of good governance and a lack of a transparency in budget management can also exacerbate the situation. To overcome this problem, more serious efforts need to be made in combating corruption and abuse of power at the local level, strengthening good governance, increasing the capacity of local government, and increasing transparency in budget.
In addition, active community participation in decision-making and monitoring of regional development is also needed. Community need to be empowered to play a role in monitoring and ensuring that development funds are used appropriately and in accordance with their needs. With this measure, it is hoped that decentralization can actually provide significant benefit for the program and welfare of the region and minimize the problems of corruption and related abuse of powers. At the heart of the case in this establishment of three new autonomy of region or DOB in Papua. First is West Papua, second is Central Papua, and third is Mountain Papua as a part of the decentralization effort to improve welfare and public service in the area. However, the case also exposed several problems related to decentralization, such as corruption, abuse of powers, and lack of progress of autonomies in the region. The importance of maintaining focus on the original goals of establishing the OB Papua, namely empowering and prospering indigenous Papuan. It's also an important point in its case. The academic evaluation highlighted the problem that occurred in the implementation of decentralization in Indonesia. So effort need to made to prevent that the establishment of the Papua is not only considered as a political engineering from Jakarta to control natural resources in the region. In this context, it is important to conduct a thorough evaluation of the implementation of decentralization and correct existing problems, such as transparency, accountability, and participation in decision-making and monitoring of regional development need to be strengthened. In addition, effort to eradicate corruption and increase the capacity of local government are also important to achieve the two goals of decentralization, namely improving welfare and public service in the region.
Thank you so much for watching.
We really hope you understand our explanations.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye!